Hey Year 7, this is Mrs. Aslam from Perryfields High School. You might remember that on the week beginning Monday the 24th of February, I launched assemblies during the week called Sacrifice. Now we had a staff pancake race on Tuesday the 25th of February, whereby we marked the beginning of Lent. During that week in assemblies, I talked about the importance of sacrifice within religion and how we make sacrifices on a day-to-day basis. The pictures that you see here are some of the pictures taken on Pancake Day, where some of our staff volunteered to take part in the pancake race. We also launched the 40 Acts for Lent. As form tutors, we displayed a wall chart for our tutees, and we introduced and shared one act a day. What this meant was that we were trying to promote as a school the idea of generosity, which comes from all religions, and the idea of doing things, sharing, caring for others contributes to a safer, nicer, a community feel where we all belong, what we all deserve. A lot of you may remember that we did start off the 40 Acts in school, and a lot of you did do this with your family as well. Some of you ticked off some of the things that you did on that wall chart, and you kept account of all the good things that you did. The whole idea of the 40 Acts was, instead of giving up something for Lent, we were trying to give something back into our community, into our society. A lot of you would have celebrated Easter Sunday, so the Sunday that has just gone by. And I know this is late, but happy Easter everybody. I hope you enjoyed your day. This year, Easter Sunday fell on the 12th of April, and a lot of you are probably feeling the after effects of Easter Sunday with all these lovely Easter eggs that were on offer in the supermarket. I hope you had a wonderful day on Sunday. Some people remembered the resurrection of Jesus Christ and remembered the resurrection of Jesus Christ and the sacrifice that Jesus made on Easter Sunday. This then shapes the lives of many Christians all around the world as they remember the death and the resurrection of Jesus Christ. Following on from the sacrifice theme that we introduced in our schools, and you will have continued to see the theme of sacrifice shared by the English department in their Power and Conflict videos that they have sent out, I wanted to talk to you today about Ramadan. Now, those of you who are watching this will remember that Ramadan is one of the 5 pillars of Islam. The 5 pillars of Islam is Shahada, which is the declaration of faith, Salah, so for Muslims to pray 5 times a day. For those of you who are wondering, is Mrs. Aslam praying 5 times a day? Yes, Mrs. Aslam is praying 5 times a day. I felt like the lockdown has enabled me to focus and has enabled me to concentrate on my faith and to pray for all those people that are either struggling or who have lost someone. It has helped me to focus and to pray for them. So at the moment, I have successfully, and I am continuing to pray 5 times a day, which I feel very good about. The 3rd pillar of Islam is Zakat. Now, Zakat is to pay 2.5% of your savings to charity during the month of Ramadan. Some people do pay their Zakat during the course of the year, but other people have left it to pay during Ramadan. Some people have urged others to pay their Zakat just before Ramadan, because some people are struggling financially all around the world. Some people have done that. Now, the 5th pillar of so after the 3rd pillar is Ramadan. Ramadan, which is the holy month of Ramadan, and the final pillar is called Hajj. Now, the pillar that I wanted to talk to you about today is Ramadan. Ramadan is the idea of no food or drink for 30 days during the blessed months. For Muslims, Ramadan is the holy month. It is a reminder for Muslims of how they should be behaving and the rules that are set out in the Quran by Allah, and it's a reminder of how they should be living their life. During Ramadan, many Muslims all around the world set individual goals or set individual action plans so for them to complete during the month of Ramadan. But it doesn't mean that after Ramadan that Muslims are to go back to how they are. Ramadan is a reminder of how a Muslim man, woman, child should be behaving on a day-to-day basis. So the whole idea of Ramadan is to refocus our attention on how we should be behaving, what we should be doing, and how we should be behaving towards others. For me, Ramadan is about self-purification. I take this as an opportunity to get closer to Allah. Now, Allah is a Muslim God. For me, it's not just about giving up food and drink. A lot of people have said, why do you starve yourself? For me, it's not about starving myself. For me, it's an opportunity for me to become close to Allah. It's an opportunity for me to remind myself of how I should be behaving anyway. Fasting is just 1% of not eating and drinking. The rest is about self-purification. What I mean by self-purification, I mean about becoming a better person, thinking about what you can do as an individual to become a better person. The purpose of Ramadan is not just about giving up food and drink for just 1 month. Ramadan is about thinking about a person's afterlife. Now, as you all know, I'm a Muslim, and for me, the idea of an afterlife is very significant. It's very important for me. For me, when I die, and my afterlife is determined by how I live during this life. So if I'm a good person and I do good things and I show care for other people, I put others before myself, I look after my family, I'm not selfish, for all of those things, they will determine my afterlife. I believe that Ramadan is a month of blessings. It's a month of mercy. It's a month where Allah will forgive. Many Muslims all around the world use this as a reminder to refocus their life. During this blessed month, I'm always thankful for what I have, and I use this as an opportunity to reflect and to think about what Allah has blessed me with. Sometimes I make a list, a mental list, a written list of all the things that I'm grateful for. My family, my job, my health, my car, for the food that I'm blessed with. I make a list of all the things that I'm blessed with, and it makes me realise how special I am. But it doesn't mean that after Ramadan I forget all of these things. Ramadan helps me to become more humble. It helps me to appreciate. It helps me to think about those people that are less fortunate than myself. It helps me to help other people, which is one of the fundamental beliefs in Islam. Ramadan is an opportunity for a paid person to make small changes, but these changes should last the whole year round. It doesn't mean that a Muslim changes temporarily for the month of Ramadan but then forgets afterwards. It's a period for a person to remember all the ways that a Muslim should be behaving throughout the year. There are certain things that a Muslim man and woman can and cannot do during the month of Ramadan. The first and most obvious is that no food or drink can be consumed during daylight hours. So from morning till evening, so before sunrise till sunset, a Muslim man and woman cannot eat or drink. Now you might be thinking that yes, in the summer it's very hard because the days are longer, but in the winter it becomes much easier because the days are shorter. Muslims are expected to fast from the age of puberty. That's different for people. Some people might start the age of puberty quite young. Some people might start puberty from the age of 13, 14 and so on. It is different for different people. Now my advice would be to, if you did want to try this out, then I recommend that you speak with your families first before you start the journey of fasting. The other exemption for not fasting is that anyone who is pregnant should not fast because they should be putting their health and their baby first. Ramadan is about self-purification and making yourself a better person. It is not about punishing yourself. And therefore, anyone's health who might be affected during the month of Ramadan should not take part. The elderly are also exempt because many elderly, not all, but many elderly do might find the month of Ramadan and fasting or going without food or drink for long periods of time quite challenging. They are exempt from fasting. Anyone who's got a medical condition, so who's diabetic, who's got heart problem, who relies on medication during the day, should not fast because health comes first. Okay? During Ramadan and afterwards, so these rules don't just apply for Ramadan, they apply for the whole year round. A Muslim cannot swear, cannot gossip, cannot do anything unlawful. Ramadan is a reminder of how he or she should be behaved. It's a reminder of using this time for self-reflection, for becoming better people, and to praying to Allah, and to be thinking about how they can become better people for themselves, for their family, for their community. I will be creating short videos about my journey through Ramadan this year. A lot of people do ask me lots of questions about how I'm coping, what I'm doing, what I'm eating, what I'm not doing, what I do during Ramadan, and I will be using this time to be making short videos to let you know how I'm getting on and how it's helped me. If you are taking part in Ramadan this year, Ramadan Kareem or Ramadan Mubarak, I know it's early, but I hope it all goes well for you, and take care. I will see you in my next video. Bye bye from Mrs. Asma.